And people around the world and right here in the United States of America are going to lose faith in the system. They're going to lose faith in the US dollar. And people are going to find out the whole thing is a scam, a Ponzi scheme. And when people find out that their pensions have been robbed, that their Social Security has been robbed, and they have nothing, what do you think is going to happen in the streets of America? It's Thursday, June 20th, 2019. A lot happening today. Let's get right into it. Dow Jones up 249 points. Wow, gold and silver were skyrocketing. People looking for a life jacket. Bond yields were tanking. The 10-year bond yield today, when I was watching, was 1.99%. It's around 2.0% right now as I speak. But people are sensing uncertainty. People are getting nervous. And we're seeing a rush to the metals. We're seeing a rush into bonds. I don't know who would buy a bond right now. I think gold and silver are on sale. And I truly believe they are the ultimate life jacket for this upcoming storm. Now, I want you to think about this. We are in the so-called good times. And yet we saw gold nearly touch $1,400 an ounce today. And these are in the good times. Nothing bad technically has happened yet. What do you think you're going to see when this recession hits, when this storm hits, when the bad times officially hit America, when they can no longer hide this Ponzi scheme that's been going on for over a decade? What do you think you're going to watch when these metals, when people have no choice but to run to the two most undervalued assets, the only thing that is going to be worth anything, gold and silver, in my opinion? Today will look like kindergarten. It'll look like a Sunday school class, because you're going to see gold accelerate $100 plus a day. You'll probably see silver accelerate $25 plus a day. What we're seeing right now is just the beginning. The storm clouds are rolling in. There is uncertainty. There is nervousness. And what I'm going to be doing this week or over the weekend is I'm going to be buying more precious metals. I can tell you that. I'm going to take some savings. I'm going to get rid of that fiat currency, and I will be buying more precious metals over the weekend. I don't think I have a choice. You can park some cash somewhere, sit on some cash, but it's devaluing every minute of the day. So I think there really is no choice but to take some savings and put it in precious metals while it's still cheap, while it's affordable. Here's the problem. People are going to get into these metal markets too late. I don't want to get into the gold market when it's going up $100 a day. And at some point, people are going to get priced out. So, can you afford $1,400 an ounce, $1,600 an ounce, $1,800 an ounce, $2,000 an ounce? At some point, most people will get priced out. Silver, is a little bit easier. I wouldn't have a problem spending $25 an ounce or $50 an ounce on silver as it was going up. But at $14, $18, $2,000 an ounce, most people are going to get priced out of the gold market faster than the silver market. So if you're thinking about getting into the gold market, I would do it now, because I think those days of where people were saying gold's going to go down below $800 an ounce and silver's going to go below $8 an ounce, I don't think that's going to happen. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but looking at these economic storm clouds in the horizon, what's happening in our economy, the global economy, I don't see silver going below $8 an ounce, and I certainly don't see gold going below $800 an ounce. So, the precious metals haters out there who were hoping that this was going to happen, I think it's impossible, because look at what's happening around the world. Where can you run to other than gold and silver? And as more panic sets in, as more of an economic downturn sets in, as soon as they really start losing control of these markets, I think we're going to witness things in the precious metals markets that will even surprise and shock most of us. So I think what I'm going to do this weekend personally is buy a little bit more because I do not want to get priced out. And gold is getting to the point where it's going to start pricing out a lot of people. And so again, if you're thinking about getting into the gold market and buying an ounce or half or quarter ounce of gold, I think this is probably the right time to do it. Not to say that there won't be a pullback. It may come back a little bit, maybe tomorrow it'll come back a little bit. I don't know. But it seems like the metals have had momentum. And as long as we keep seeing these things happening in the economy that we're witnessing, this downturn, this slowdown, I don't see any other direction for metals other than up. People continue to contact me and ask where they should be buying their precious metals. My next order will be from SD Bullion, link down below in my description. They've been phenomenal. Everybody I know that's used them has loved them. They usually have specials, so check out their website. So go to my link down below, SD Bullion. They've been phenomenal to deal with and very quick with receiving my precious metals. And again, I would say that they're my favorite company, but it doesn't matter if you go to your pawn store, jewelry store, whoever's selling precious metals. There's an array of other dealers online that have very good reviews, and I've used different ones. And I have a coin shop that I go to in Temecula, California, that's been very good too. So I buy from all over, and so I'm not here to tell you that you have to buy from SD Bullion or they're the end all be all. Buy wherever you feel comfortable. And if you're buying from an internet company that you feel great with and you have a relationship with, keep buying from them. The main thing in this message is you need to keep accumulating hard, tangible assets. Doesn't matter where you're getting them from, as long as it's a reputable dealer. Then I would advise just keep accumulating. But for the people out there who are maybe new or want to try something different, SD Bullion, link down below. They've been really, really good. Let's talk about why you need to be accumulating precious metals right now. We have more problems in the farming industry. U.S. farmers call for third farm bailout if trade war intensifies. $28 billion has been promised to the farmers in the first two rounds, and if we do not get this trade war resolved shortly, they are going to need a third round of bailouts. The farmers are in big trouble, and then don't forget, the farmers in the Midwest going through this massive flooding. Expect food shortages and expect price surges at your grocery store. It is really, really a tough time for our farmers, and you know what? We can't survive without them, so we need to be praying for them. But this is going to be more trouble in the economy, and it's going to create more debt because we are bailing out farmers right now. Here's another reason why you need to be protecting yourself, why you need that life jacket. Global negative yield debt has hit a record $12.3 trillion. We talked about that last week. Is this going to be positive for the economy? Absolutely not. You need to be protecting yourself. So let's talk some more about why you must have a life jacket, why you must have tangible hard assets. The commercial real estate market in the United States is a ticking time bomb. The current bubble we're in right now started around 2012. Commercial real estate loans at U.S. banks have increased $700 billion or 50%. Prices of commercial real estate have skyrocketed, but the rents haven't gone up so fast. They're not keeping up. The rents aren't keeping up with these skyrocketing prices that these buyers are having to pay for these structures. And so cap rates right now, check this out. Cap rates in the commercial real estate market are at record lows. Cap rates are lower now than they were at the peak of the commercial real estate bubble in 2007. I mean, this is a huge warning sign right here. This commercial real estate market is scary. It's concerning, and it is going to have devastating effects here in America. Quantitative easing and low interest rates allow tens of thousands of these tech startups Many of them are burning cash right now as I speak. So a lot of these tech startups are renting, leasing, buying these big commercial buildings. Another huge problem, obviously, is the retail apocalypse. More than 15,000 retail stores have closed shop since 2017, and it is estimated that more than 75,000 more stores will be closing by 2026, leaving a lot of commercial vacant real estate at its side. The restaurant boom is slowing down. Expect to see a bust in this sector, in the restaurant sector. Investors in these properties are going to get hammered. Take a look around. I'm out here near San Bernardino, Riverside County. Literally on a weekly basis, I see another vacant building. Small ones, big ones, and everything in between. We are going to have a massive overflow of vacant commercial real estate here in California. It has begun, it's accumulating on a daily basis, and it's happening all over the country. People write me all the time telling me about vacant anchor stores at their mall, shopping plazas vacant, office buildings vacant, and this is going to be a really big problem here in the U.S. real estate market. There are people out there that say you cannot eat precious metals, you can't eat your gold, but I can argue that and say you can't eat your cash, you can't eat your stocks, and you can't eat your bonds either. One thing I can tell you for a fact is gold will never be worth zero, silver will never be worth zero. Fiat currency, stocks and bonds can be worth zero, have been worth zero. There is no guarantee. Nobody's going to guarantee you that that stock will have value. There's no guarantee that that stock will even exist 2 years from now. We know throughout history, fiat currencies have been destroyed since the beginning of time. They don't work. Gold and silver have been here for over 5,000 years. It is God's money. It is never going anywhere. If the lights go out, it still works. If I leave the country, it still works. It is recognizable with the grid working, with or without a computer working. It is recognizable, it is usable. I don't need a computer to use gold or silver. I don't need power to use gold or silver. So a cyber attack, grid down, lights out, whatever. Gold still has the same value whether the power's on or whether the power's off. Same for silver. We have a 105% debt to GDP ratio right now, and the Fed is signaling rate cuts. I believe the first one is going to be July. I believe we will have another one. Some people believe there may be 3 total rate cuts in 2019. This does not reflect a strong economy. These markets are dependent on these drugs. These markets are artificial. They are dependent on injections, okay? They are juiced. And without the help of the Fed, where do you think these markets would actually be right now? This whole thing is a Ponzi scheme. It's fake, and it's going to come down. And this is why it is imperative that you are protecting yourself. They're going to cut rates, no doubt. And what's going to happen? What are the effects going to be? We're going to see wealth inequality even more than we have now. It will become even greater. You as a saver are going to be punished with lower rates. It's going to force more people into these dangerous markets because most people have no choice. If they're not earning interest on their money, they've got to put it somewhere to make money on their money. And so this is making people take chances. They're gambling. They're taking risks that they wouldn't normally take, but they don't have a choice because the rates are so low. We're going to see more debt accumulation, and the bubbles that we have right now are going to be even bigger than they are right now. These asset classes are going to continue to inflate, and when this thing blows up, it is going to be a huge disaster, and most people are not prepared for a disaster. This is why I make these videos on a daily basis. You are witnessing this unfold right before your very eyes, yet so many people are oblivious to what's happening. I've noticed that the trolls have pretty much disappeared. These trolls that want to tell you that the economy is doing so well. There is so much overwhelming negative news in regards to the economy versus the positive good news that there is no argument. There is just too much overwhelming bad news in this economy, and anybody with any common sense understands that. Fed Chair Jerome Powell came out Wednesday, and he said that the U.S. economy performed relatively well in 2019, and he insisted the baseline is a good one. But he did not say anything about the collapsing manufacturing numbers, the worst global numbers since the last recession. He didn't mention anything about the disaster in the trucking industry. It's a complete bloodbath in the trucking industry right now. Transport and sales of trucks are just falling off of a cliff. The economic downturn is becoming more apparent to the average person. U.S. Steel announced yesterday they will idle a blast furnace in Gary, Indiana, and another one in Ecorse, Michigan. They will be cutting production by about 200,000 tons of steel or more a month. Nucor and Steel Dynamics are both forecasting lower profits this year. Here's what else the chair didn't want to discuss. The retail industry, the retail sector has become brutalized. Auto sales are abysmal. Auto loan delinquencies are going up at alarming rates. No talk about that. Yet the stock market continues to go up. We're just breaking records here. Agricultural industry is going to have the worst year it has had in several decades. But the markets go up. They're oblivious to reality. Over $800 billion trucking industry is in a bloodbath. The real estate industry is poised for a meltdown. The manufacturing industry has not seen numbers this bad since the last recession, yet we're being told that everything is fine. You don't need to be protecting yourself. You need to be investing in these markets. The economy is strong. Everybody's doing great. There's no inflation, yada, yada, yada. Your friends are telling you to go out, party like a rock star. Why, you don't need an emergency fund. You don't need to be saving money. You need to be investing in these markets. You need to be running up your credit cards. You need to be, you need to be watching reality TV. You need to be listening to all these business analysts on CNBC and Fox Business News telling you to be buying. Yet these are the same people that are telling you this, living paycheck to paycheck, 5 credit cards loaded with debt, leasing a car, falling behind, a paycheck or 2 paychecks from being booted out of their rental property. This is no time to be playing games or to be in the party. You better really be awake and wake up to the fact that this storm is coming. It is not going to be stopped. It is starting to drizzle out there right now. And if you do not prepare for this storm, you are going to be in a massive whirlwind of trouble. Listen, the writing is on the wall. Just use common sense in your eyes. You can see exactly what is going on. The masses, the herd, they don't want the party to end. They just believe the government is going to bail the whole thing out, and that's it. We'll print money. We'll have more quantitative easing. We'll lower interest rates to negative. The government is going to do what it has to do. The Federal Reserve is going to do what it has to do to come in and save the day. It's not going to work this time. The Fed is broke. We are at around 2.25% right now. We need 4-5% or more to drop to get out of a recession. Again, they are running out of tricks. And while they continue to lower rates and print money, this is what got us into the problem. They're going to do the same thing and expect to get us out of the problem. Do you really believe it's going to work this time? It's going to tell the world that the U.S. dollar is worthless, that the U.S. economy is tanking, and people around the world and right here in the United States of America are going to lose faith in the system. They're going to lose faith in the U.S. dollar. And people are going to find out the whole thing is a scam, a Ponzi scheme. And when people find out that their pensions have been robbed, that their Social Security has been robbed, and they have nothing, what do you think is going to happen in the streets of America? ladies and gentlemen, get prepared, because you are going to be on the ride of your life when this thing breaks loose. And for the people out there that think that this can't happen, I promise you, it is going to happen. Don't be a casualty or a victim of this. Get prepared, get ready. Thanks for watching. God bless every one of you, and make sure you subscribe and share this video.